Hi everyone, I'm going to walk you through some very basic steps about just creating a nice organizational structure to help you maintain all your artifacts now, thus making the creation of your faculty report next summer much easier. Now I am working on a Macintosh, so my desktop and my environment is a little different than yours. I'll discuss that as we go through. Don't let that throw you. It's really not that different. For most of you who are working in the Windows environment, down here in this lower left-hand corner you have the Windows icon and the Start button. When you click on that, you get a pop-up menu. Now that pop-up menu has, Launch Word, Launch Explorer, open this file, open that application. The first thing we need to do is create a file or a folder. It's the same thing. Okay, so for me, I just go to File and I create a new folder. Okay, my stuff automatically comes to the desktop because I've preset it that way. You need to pay attention to where you're saving your file. I strongly recommend you start by saving stuff on the desktop and you can organize it a little better later. What you may want to do is start with it on your desktop and then move it just inside your hard drive, but don't start getting overly complicated with putting folder inside a folder inside a folder inside a folder. You'll never find your stuff. So make sure that you name your folder something very generic, something that'll be easy for you to remember. Artifacts for report. Helps if you spell. And this will be for the 09-10 year. Okay, pretty basic. I'm going to leave it on my desktop. Inside this folder, I'm going to put 3 more folders. Why? So I can start sorting right now when things come in. New folder, and I'm going to sort into 3 categories. The first one, now mind you, for me, and I think it's the same in Windows, I gently mouse over and click once to select it, and then gently click a second time and I can rename it. I also believe you have a renaming feature inside your file up here in the upper left, but I could be wrong. That's a Windows thing. So I'm going to name this first one Teaching Artifacts. I will name the second one Mentoring Artifacts, and the third one will be Service. There, I've already started the hard part of getting this stuff organized. You have 2 options. You could at this point just start putting things in, and as they come just stick them in there, or you could right now in each folder add a Microsoft Word document or just a text file so that you can list what's going in as you put it in. In fact, I think I will do that. So I will open Microsoft Word, which again for you, you probably have an icon in the lower left or the upper left or somewhere on your Start button menu. Once Word opens, I'm just going to make a simple document. I'm just going to name it Teaching Artifacts, and then as things come in, I'll just keep a running list. No big deal, just a bullet point with maybe, a little more explanation, just so I know what I've got in this folder. Okay, here's the kicker. From this point on, you need to remember the difference between save and save as. Save keeps the copy you're working on as it is. Save as creates a copy of whatever you've been working on, lets you give it a new name and put it in a new place. Save is what we use as we're working on a report to make sure that we don't lose it as it's being written. Save as allows us to keep multiple copies of the work as we go through doing it. So I'm going to do a save as, and I'm going to save this as a teaching artifact. Now I don't want this in my document files. I want this on my desktop so that I can then move it to the correct file when I'm ready. So now I save. And the name should change at the top once I know it's saved. Boom, there it is. Alright, so I'm going to close this, and then Yep, there it is on my desktop, right here. I'm simply going to move it into Teaching Artifacts, and I can double check. Yep, it's right there. From this point forward, do a Save As, so that I have the original copy back whatever I was working on, and I have that secondary copy in my artifacts file. Alright? That's step one. It might take a little bit of getting used to remind yourself to start saving extra copies. Save As. But once you get into the habit, it becomes second nature. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can throw me an email. You can ask anyone on FPC. You can go to our wiki and leave a note for us there. We are here to serve you, and this is just one of the ways we're trying to do that.